Yo, here we are, everybody. The last full week of 2019 is about to conclude. What a year! What a year it has been for sure. MMT all the way, people. MMT all the way. Remember, all the stuff that happened. The inverted yield curve. Oh my God, recession. Remember those headlines? Man, remember those headlines. The recession, we've never seen an inversion like this. It goes so far out along the curve, blah, 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 blah. I was telling everybody, particularly my subscribers, but I was making these videos. You can go back and check. Hey, nobody's talking about the debt ceiling. The most important collateral in the world, U.S. Treasuries. The government can't sell any. The banks need them. Financial institutions need them. It's the grease that keeps the whole entire global financial system functioning. And there were none available, or not a sufficient amount. And at the same time, the Fed was bringing down reserve balances. They had to replace the reserves. Remember, tier one assets. They had to replace those. It's a regulatory mandate. So what do you replace them with? Another tier one assets, Treasury. Well, I've been through the whole thing. So we had the inverted yield curve. And I told you, when that ends, when the debt ceiling is suspended or they figure that out, everything's going to normalize. And that's what happened. Trade war. How many times? I had so many people just trading those headlines. I had a guy tell me, Mike, what do I need you for? I could just trade the headlines. Oh, yeah? Well, he sold every single time there was a negative headline on the trade war situation, and we bought. We bought. So what do you need me for? If you want to lose money, you're free to do that on your own. And then the repo crisis. Oh my God, the repo crisis, right? You don't hear too much about that anymore, right? And by the way, just as an aside here, to mention the fact that Treasury sales, U.S. debt issuance hit a record. Well, of course, spending is at a record. Treasury sales are nothing more than a reserve drain. I mean, you got to fill the pool up before you can drain it, right? So all the spending filled it up. So they had to sell a record amount to bring it back down. And that selling of record amounts of treasuries actually functions as a reserve drain, as I told you. So the Fed had to step in if it wanted to defend its policy rate. Record amount of debt sales means a record amount of reserve drain. Duh! All this stuff gets explained. These are all freebies I'm throwing out there for people who want to learn, but the people who really learn are the ones who subscribe to my report, MMT Trader. Remember, and I'm the only one that does this, is the only applied approach to MMT. Let's talk about the stock market. All through 2019, we bought every single dip. Had so many people panicking on these sell-offs. The fundamentals were there. Record fiscal support. Bank credit expanding, accelerating. Loans and leases expanding, accelerating. Deposits, bank. Remember I talked about cash on the sidelines months ago, even up to several weeks ago, before this very final phase of this current rally took off. I said that record bank deposits, man, that's like potential energy. That's the cash on the sidelines. That's going to power this whole thing up. So you had all that. I mean, I put that stuff out on a weekly basis. My people get this on a daily basis. I send out 4, 5, 8, 10 emails a day. All right. Oil. How many months was it dipping into the low 50s? We were buying every single dip. Commercials were buying. We kept buying. We kept buying. Every week I put out the EIA Petroleum Status Report, my analysis of them. As a matter of fact, I just sent it out today. If you want a copy of that, go to my website, pitbulleconomics.com, and sign up for a 30-day free trial. By the way, on that note, I should mention or reiterate or repeat that January 1st, folks, that's next Wednesday, the price jumps up. The subscription price goes to $395 a month from the current rate of $250. If you want to lock in the $250 rate, go to the website, pitbulleconomics.com, and sign up now. You got to sign up before the 1st of January, or you're going to have to pay that higher rate. And it's, by the way, it's still a bargain at that higher rate. I started out that thing at $75 a month, then it's $100, $125, $145, $195, $250. Now it's going to $395. There have been buyers all along the way, and I'm sure that every increase, somebody said, "Oh man, I'm going to do it, but I hate to do it." And now look, you all look like geniuses who went in. Now it's going to $395. And those of you who go in at $395, you're going to look like geniuses too when it goes to $1,250 a month, because that's the ultimate price where it should be priced, and that's where it's going. This is a unique service. Nobody else has this. The information, the understanding, the application of these concepts, and of course, the mental game. How many people's hands do I hold? Many. Got a lot of novices coming in, or, sort of pseudo-novices, very inexperienced, maybe they had a little taste of stock market investing or futures or whatever, or options or currencies. I help them out. You know how many emails I get from people saying, "Mike, your mental game teachings helped me so much. In the past, I would have taken my quote-unquote prudent loss, but instead, I stuck with the fundamentals. I wrote it out. I added to the position because it was the correct position, and I traded out of it at a profit." I get those emails all the time, man. I get those emails all the time. Remember, any system works. It's the mental aspect. It's how you apply. Actually, it's your behavior in the application of that system. Now, for most people, systems are not going to help them. They think the system is going to help them. And that's why for most people, they're on the endless search for the system fairy. They believe there's a system fairy out there that's going to pick them up and carry them to their goals of untold riches in a ball of cotton, and they're never going to experience any hardship, and they're never going to experience any adversity, and they're never going to have any stress, and they're going to have these absolutely unbelievably precise entry and exit points, and their stop outs, when they take their losses, they're going to be tiny little losses, and the next trade is always going to be a profit, and everything is going to be butterflies and rainbows. This is the fake reality in most people's minds. And they're on the endless search for the system fairy. Good luck with that. Everything you need is right here. By the way, put-call ratio in the stock market now, if you look at the 10-day average, it is at the lowest level in 18 months. You have to go all the way back to June 2018 to see the 10-day average of the put-call ratio this low. We have had several corrections in 2019 with the put-call ratio not even as low as it is right now. And of course, you've seen the headlines. Headlines blaring. It's been a 180 degrees turn. Now, that doesn't mean it can't keep on going. We have record fiscal support, and that ultimately is going to keep the economy growing. It's going to keep the stock market going up. But I think we're a little overdone here. I sent out the EIA Weekly Petroleum Status Report today. You might want to read that. Again, go to my website, pitbulleconomics.com. Sign up for a 30-day free trial. The price goes up to $395 a month on Wednesday, January 1st, 2020. That's it for me today, folks. Have a great weekend. See you next week. Bye.